Okay, here's a question for you. What is the best way to raise your prestige? Now, this is a question that a lot of people have asked, and it's something that often gets confused. Now, if you were thinking that the answer to that is offering, you, my dear friend, would be wrong. Hi, and welcome to Red Evony. I am Akayasha. You can call me Aka. Now, I'm not going to be mean and try and kill you with suspense. The best way to raise your prestige is by killing bosses. Yes, folks, there you have it. Short and sweet. Now, some of you might be thinking something along the lines of, Aka, have you lost your mind? There is no way that killing bosses can be better for raising your prestige than offering. And my response to that would be, okay, all right, calm down. I'll prove it to you. Follow me onto the shrine, please. Now, full disclosure, I have my offering talent on, and my shrine is at level 35. Now, this explanation is something that you should really follow along with, so try and watch it to the end so that you really understand where I'm getting at. Before we start taking a closer look at offering, I need to ask you one more thing. Do you actually know how much prestige you get from offering? I mean, like the actual figure. Do you know? When you start off at the shrine, for the first time you offer, the amount of prestige you will get is 120 points. You can see it right there. The more you offer, the more that number increases, and it gets to a max level. So, if we offer one time, it increases from 120 to 144. If we offer again, it goes from 144 to 180. And the more you offer, the more it keeps climbing. And it keeps going on like that until it reaches a maximum prestige of 600. So each time you offer, once you get to that maximum point, you will get 600 points of prestige. Now, to get to that maximum level, you need to offer 15 times to get there. Like what I've done right now. Anything beyond this point will be capped at 600 per offering. So, as I said, it takes 15 offerings to reach the max level. By the time you've done your 15 offerings, you would have gained 4,596 points of prestige, and this prestige would have cost you 7,675 gems. Beyond this maximum point, it would cost you 1,500 gems per offering. So, those are the basics of what we need to know. Now, let's take a look at bosses. Let's pick something that is quite common. You know, say a B9, Minotaur. Okay? It's easy enough to kill and it's not particularly a special boss. For killing a B9, aside from the other things that you get, General XP, Monarch XP, and everything else, you also get 300 points of prestige for every B9 that you kill. Now, let's look at a scenario. Let's say you were to kill 100 B9s. Okay? Sounds like a lot? Well, not really. I mean, could you kill 10 B9s in a day? Okay, fine. Just do that for 10 days and you have 100. Now, the amount of prestige you would get from those 100 B9s is 30,000 points of prestige. To get that, it will take you time to obviously find the B9s, and it will cost you stamina. Each B9 requires 20 stamina, and 100 will require 2,000 stamina. So that is the cost of killing 100 B9s. Let's take an equivalent scenario and say you offer every day 10 times. This might be a bit much for some people. It might be a bit less, but I think this is a good average figure to work with. Now, if you're offering 10 times every day, the amount of prestige you'll be getting is 2,376 points of prestige at a cost of 2,675 gems, and that's per day. If you were to get the same amount of prestige that you got from killing 100 B9s, it would take you round about 13 days by offering alone. In addition to that, it would cost you well over 33,000 gems. While on the other hand, if you convert the cost of the stamina for killing those B9s into gems, it would cost you around about 8,000 gems for the entire 10 days. Now, if you're looking at the offering option, the benefit of it is that it's instant. You don't have to spend any additional time on it. It literally takes you less than a minute to do this every day for 10 days. But on the other hand, there's the gem cost, or the equivalent cost in tributes. For the B9s, there's a time cost that you need for finding the B9s in the first place. There's also the stamina cost, which we've stated as well. But the added benefit of the B9s is that not only do you get that amount of prestige in a shorter amount of time, you also get to save up on whatever gems, alliance points, and tributes that you would have used for offering to get those prestige points. And you also get enough alliance points from killing those 100 B9s to get 3 tributes. In addition to that, of course, you have the drops from the B9s, which can be used for other things, all at a fraction of the gem cost for offering. So, objectively speaking, in terms of the cost, in terms of the gem cost, in terms of the added benefits, I think it is clear that in this particular scenario, the B9 comes out better. Now, if you're liking what we're talking about so far, remember to give the video a like, but hang on because we're not quite done yet. Now, some of you might be thinking something along the lines of, just hold on there, Aka. Okay, I'm active, I'm grinding it out every day, I'm hitting those bosses. If what you're saying is actually correct, how come my prestige does not increase to the extent that you are insinuating it should? For most people on servers that have been open for a while like mine, when events come around, we're grinding it out, we're hitting the bosses and all those kind of things. But let me ask you a question. What kind of bosses are you hitting? If you're anything like me, you're hitting the event bosses. So you're hitting the golems, the witches, the warlords, those kind of things. Have you ever checked to see how much prestige you get from hitting those? Here, let me show you. Here's a report from a witch. Look at the prestige. 50. Yes, that's right. 50. Practically all event bosses give you 50 points of prestige. And that is not just witches. That is warlords, golems, yimmers, hydras, all 50. So, from a prestige point of view, killing 1 B9 is equivalent to killing 6 witches on any level. And when it's pointed out like that, it really makes the light bulbs go off. Now, before we continue, I want to make one thing clear, okay? I am not knocking on offering. Offering is great. While it might not be the best way to raise your prestige, it is certainly the fastest way to raise your prestige because it is instant. Once you have the gems or once you have tributes, you pop it in and it's instant. So offering is still very good for that. And in all fairness, you should be offering regularly every day. Now, putting everything that I've said together, the best strategy for you to increase your prestige is to have some combination of the bosses with higher prestige mixed in with your offering. And that is in addition to your regular game. That for me is the best strategy. And while we are here, I need to point out that obviously this strategy excludes coining because let's face it, there are very few things in Evony that can't be resolved by spending enough money. Prestige and rank are absolutely no different. If you're someone that coins and you have, let's say, 300,000 gems to spare and you can dump it into offering, that's very hard to compete against. But for people that don't coin that much, this strategy that I've offered with mixing in the bosses with the offering is the best strategy to take on. But you need to keep two things in mind. The first one is, this is a grind, okay? I'm not gonna kid you, it is a grind. The second thing is that there is a trade-off. You will essentially be trading off other event bosses with their excellent drops, giving resources, refined stones, and other things to chase prestige. You need to factor this into how that would affect your game and adjust your game plan accordingly. This strategy that I'm offering is what I implemented myself. Here is a bit of a recording that I made on the 30th of December 2021. Now, this was just around the time Evony had announced the new rank of Regent. And I was getting all excited that there will be extra spots for Archduke. It didn't quite turn out that way. Here is a recording a few days later. Okay, take note of my prestige here. In a little under 2 months, I was able to take my prestige from this to this. And now I'm sitting pretty at Archduke, 9 subs, chilling, sipping, that sort of thing. So if that serves as proof for you that what I'm saying here actually works, that's great. Now, I've got a challenge for you. If you are someone struggling to raise your prestige, try out this strategy that I've offered here and see how much you can raise your prestige in a week. Come back to the video later, drop a comment down below, let us know how it goes. So, if you like the information in this video, do remember to give it a like. Thank you, and Aka signing out.